Right, so tonight's class is on watching the Watcher, 18th of May 2021, and this is a profound meditation. It seems very simple, but because it's quite simple, I'd say it's subtle. I think that's probably the tricky bit about it. It's subtle, so we have to just relax into it. If we're trying, then we won't be able to experience it. So it's a really nice, relaxed, simple meditation that we just sort of ease into. And I'll set up the meditation for watching the Watcher, and we can do it. First of all, we'll do the body relaxation and the breathing meditation, which we do each week. So I'll just pause recording for now, and then start recording again when we've finished doing the relaxation and breathing meditation. Okay. If we put to one side our beliefs and our ideas and all of the things that parents and friends and media and society have told us to think and believe and trust, and start again afresh, then we're acting from an innocent state. We're acting from an unlearned, innocent state. So we're going to do that for a little bit. We're going to just see what's going on. What's here? What's here? Literally, what do we find? So I'm going to direct it a little bit. So there is a little bit of third-party involvement, if you like. But you can do this at home on your own if you want. But, you know, what do we find if we strip away all ideas of faith and belief and concepts of this and that and the other? What do we find? And it's the cleanest version of meditation, because meditation really is you're looking and experiencing. And if we don't add anything in, then what do we find? Now, what is it that adds things in? It's the thinking mind. The conceptual mind adds things in. So the ideas. So if we don't have ideas, or really, if we don't have that conceptual mind spinning around, or we just choose not to believe it, not to accept it, for now anyway, to not adopt what it's telling us for now, and just keep looking, then we're not subjecting ourselves to the propaganda of all those elements and the propaganda of our own mind. It's a bit like our mind says, this is nice, this is not nice, you should think this, you should think that. And we can have some space from that. We can have a rest from that propaganda and just think, what's here? What's occurring? So any religion is still got an element of propaganda in it. It's well intentioned, but it's still got a message. Any institution has an agenda, not necessarily a bad agenda, but it has an agenda. We adopt from childhood often things that our parents have told us or guardians have told us because they're trying to help us. And we trust them. So the question really is, how do we get to that position of just watching cleanly without all this conditioning? Well, if we're watching the watcher of everything, then for me anyway, that is clean. That there's a stillness I find that just watches the idea of a person, the sense, actually, not an idea, the sense of a person having thoughts and feelings. There's this stillness that's never changing, that has nothing in it, that has no agenda or beliefs or faiths. It's just still, and it watches things. Now, you may not have that, or it may take a while, but I'd encourage you to take some time to experience it. Don't write it off. So I've made a belief sort of by directing you, but I suppose I could have done this a bit more skillfully, but you don't have to believe it. You can reject it or put it on the back burner if it doesn't, if you don't experience it. But I experience stillness that watches well, we all do it, because if I say to you, is there somebody here now? You'll say, yeah, I'm here. So there's a perceiver of an I, there's a perceiver of me. Otherwise we couldn't answer that. How many people are in this room? There's one. Who is it? It's me. So something's recognizing what's here to be able to make these statements. So that's all I'm saying, is that there's this. Let's go back to this simple clarity. And what I found is there's nothing in it. So it's like the seat of creation. It's where everything arises from. Where do our thoughts come from? Where do our feelings come from? And then if we watch from that, it's a really nice place to start to know the world, to start to know the world. How nice is that, to be able to start to just look again afresh, maybe for the first time, because we don't realize we're being indoctrinated as a child. We don't know. When we do something that our parents like, they clap and cheer and hug. And when we do something they don't approve of, they tell us off or scorn us or put us on the naughty step. And that all comes with conditioning from our parents. So we never really get the chance to take stock of the world afresh as a human being. And if we want to have a spiritual experience, people say, oh, try the Buddhists, try the Hindus, try the Christians, try the Latter-day Saints, try this, try that, try this teacher, that teacher. And we can do that, and there's benefit. But nothing beats just starting from afresh and looking. Right. So I'll guide you through this. I'll guide you back. So it's just relaxing, very gently noticing what it is that's noticing. Nothing tricky about it. So if thoughts come, we can check, do I know where these thoughts are coming from? Is it possible for me right now to know where these thoughts are coming from? We try to catch the first moment of the thought. Does it lead us back to a place it's coming from? Do we experience a container, as it were? Same with feelings. Is there like an experience where a feeling sort of pops out or stretches through or leaks from, or anything? Is there any sense of any container that feelings are arising out of? And going back to. Now, what I'd like to do in meditation is just count to 10 in your mind. Just imagine counting to 10 in your thoughts. Now what I'd like you to do is count to 10 again, but have part of your mind watching that there's a sense of a person watching the counting. It's like there's an experience of there's the counting, and seems like somebody's in the head is doing the counting. See if you can observe this, both parts. Just count to 10. So we can do it again. Count to 10. Notice that there's counting and see if there's the experience, the perception of a self counting. We're going to take the counting away. We're just going to sit for 30 seconds. See if you can notice that sense of a self that was counting or watching the counting. The experience of a self. See if you can notice it. So you may have experienced this. We'll do it for another 10 seconds. So we'll do it with the counting again. So we're going to count to 10. Notice the counting. Notice the sense of somebody involved in the counting. And see if you can just very gently observe that this sense of a person doing the counting can be watched. And allow the 10th number to finish and just stay observing the observer, the person, observing the sense of a person. A counter. If you need to, just relax any tension behind your eyes. If you're trying too hard, they'll be like there's a real sense of a person just behind the eyeballs, really trying. Just relax that off, make it really, really untense, relaxed. And if you find there's just a stillness that watches this sense of a person, notice if it has any agendas or even agenda. Does it feel male? Does it feel female? Does it have beliefs, ideas, faiths? Does it have anything to say? Imagine that this experience of watching the counter, this thing that knows there's a person here meditating. Imagine it fills the whole universe. There's no edges to it or corners, is there? There's no edges or surfaces or corners to mind. And if there's none of that, there's no center. If there's no center, it's infinite. That's why we can have clairvoyance and intuition and all these things. Allow your heart to feel infinite. Allow this watching space to feel infinite. So this is a practice. If you've experienced it tonight, then fine. If you haven't, there's other classes. I'm on this Thursday. We can do this at any time. So I'll just show you for 30 seconds how you can do this with your eyes open during the day. So if you want to just relax your concentration a little, just have your gaze forward and downwards. And we can do the counting again, just in your mind with your eyes open, count to 10. Notice that there's a sense that there's somebody here as the counting happens, and that there's a knowing of the person. So this watcher of the person, of the sense of a person, can be come back to during our everyday life for a few moments if we want to. We can just come back to stillness, come back to space, if that's what we find. If that's what we find. And then we can observe everything from that. All the ideas, all the beliefs, all the indoctrinations. We can observe them without rejecting them. We can just hold them. And we can consider them as a fresh human being. We can consider them. Okay, so thanks for joining in, doing this class. I'm doing the same one this coming Thursday. Hope you've enjoyed it.